everybody, welcome. It is needing water. It is our time. It is Monday night. I'm excited to be here with you guys, so I will wait a few minutes for some of you guys to arrive. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Denise. Hey, Cassidy and Gail and Don and Annie. Welcome. I hope that you guys have had an amazing start to your week. I'm doing well. A little, a little freaked out with the amount of snow that we got. It's crazy. I don't know if anyone else here. Well, I know a bunch of you are in Ottawa and probably in Gatineau in Ontario and Quebec in general. And it has been a really, really, really crazy snowstorm the last day. So I hope that all of you and your loved ones are safe. And I hope that you've had a good weekend. I hope that you've had a chance to relax a little bit and get some rest. I know that we have been in very stressful times in the last, forever, but really the last couple of years, and again the last couple of weeks. I don't know how many of you guys had seen the video that I had posted. It was, I guess, in the fall sometime, and it was talking about how we in the new year we're going to go through a societal structure ego death. So an ego death, as many of you probably know, is when we are forced to let go of the things that are no longer helpful for us or the things that are no longer good for us. And the prediction that I had was that there would be a societal ego death, one where the systems that are not working in society will be challenged and broken down and things like that. And we are starting to see that. We are starting to see that happening. So it's a challenging period of time. I want to give everybody some advice while we're waiting for a few more people to join us. Give everybody some advice in how to get through that. And really, it is about learning to, check in with yourself, understanding what emotional intense things are yours versus the world around you, and all of those things are very, very important. When we get to know ourselves and our own energy, then we can very easily tell what's not part of our energy, or um, what's not part of our personal experience, what might be influenced or augmented by the world around us. So, that said, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing my video, we will jump in. If you are interested in asking a question, the only thing you have to do is share the video and write that you've shared it along with your question when you post your question. I'm going to get to as many people as I possibly can in the time that we have. And I'll explain just for a moment about how I work. So the way that I do this is I will tune into spirit. I'll ask for messages to come through for people from loved ones, spirit guides, and angels. And I'll basically just bring through spirits through evidential mediumship. And if a message makes sense to you, you can claim it. You can let me know in the chat if it's yours. If you're open to it, you can even say why you're claiming it, what part of it makes sense, and things like that. And if you, yeah. If you have specific questions, you can throw them in. I'll basically go to whoever I'm drawn to when it's time to jump into the chat. So here we go. Let's do it. Let me grab a pen and paper, which would have been better if I didn't pile it under a bunch of things. All right, here we go. All right, tuning in now. So I'm asking that my spirit guides and my angels and my loved ones step forward to help me bring through messages and information for people from their loved ones, spirit guides, and angels. And here we go. All right. Immediately, message number one, there's an elderly female coming forward from the spirit world. And she's coming in. She's immediately talking about the month of May is important to her. She's showing me on or around the 14th of May. So this could be birth, death, or something else of significance. I also want to say that I can very easily feel that she had some major mobility problems at her end of life. She's also talking about someone named Carl. And I wrote it down as Carl on the paper just now, but she's changing the C to a K. So it's Carl. She's talking about someone named Carl with a K, and she says he's here. Carl's here with her. So she is bringing that through. She's also wanting to talk about September 16th is important to her as well. So again, it could be birth, death, or something else of significance. She says Henry, or maybe it may even be Henri, which is French for Henry, also is a name that she's bringing forward from spirit as well. She's wanting to talk about the knee injury that happened with her grandson when he was kicking a soccer ball. And that I think this probably happened many years ago, but she says that he often thinks about it or thinks back to it. And so she is bringing this through as something that's somehow important in her message or her family or whatever. She's wanting to touch base with her family in general and specifically sending everybody her love. She's also wanting to specifically touch base um, with a woman who is alive on Earth with us. I feel like she has very recently been in to see the doctor, and I feel like this is a specialist. I don't feel like this is just a GP situation. I also want to say that this is most likely an oncologist or somebody who works with cancers. So this older female is mentioning this. She's also showing me that this happened, or the process of this started around October, like the middle of October. She's saying, and she says that don't worry, no matter what happens, you're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. And she's writing on my paper here over and over again, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So I very much feel like no matter what you have going on, she is with you, she's around you, she's helping, and you are going to get through whatever this problem is. And oh my God, that was an entire sheet of paper. So I'm going to grab a new one. All right. There. All right, let's go for our message number 2. Message number 2, I am getting a man coming forward from spirit. He comes in as middle-aged. He's immediately telling me that he passed away in an accidental passing. Yeah, he showed me 52, so he would have been around 52 years old. His passing was an accident. I get something happening very, very quickly, very much a shock. I can see like this sort of plaid jacket, and then it looks like part of it is charred. So this could have been a house fire. This could have been something where there was, I don't know, like a lot of heat or burning or something like that. But he is bringing this through. He's also wanting his loved ones to know that he wasn't scared. In fact, he says that his heart stopped the second the accident happened. So there was no suffering. He says there was no suffering at all. And he's using my symbol for no suffering, which is when I hear them say God is good. So to me, that just means it's a symbol that he's actively using to say that there was no pain, there was no fear, there was nothing like that. He is really, really happy because he got to meet somebody on the other side that he had always wondered about. And I feel like this would be a mother figure. So this could even be like a birth mother, or maybe his mom passed away when he was very young. But he says that he's so excited to be there with her, finally getting to know her, even though it's in the spirit world. I also want to say, yeah, I could even go more to adopted, because I'm getting this feeling um, like there was a real division between him and his mom. So to me, this is like it almost feels like an estrangement or a complete separation. So I could really put this on adoption or something like that. He is bringing that through. He is talking about the 28th of August or the end of August is important to him. So this could be birth, death, or something else of significance. He's also talking about Lisa, and he's putting a heart around the name Lisa. I feel like Lisa is somebody on Earth that is somehow connected to him. He's not really saying much more about her other than that he's placing this big, beautiful heart around her name here on the paper. He wants his loved ones on Earth to know that he's in a good place. He's also talking about a female who's alive that is younger than him that has a child. So that would be his grandchild, I believe. And he is saying that he is around this grandchild a lot. He is acknowledging the sleeping trouble with this grandchild, and that's sort of new, maybe in the last few weeks or few months. He is wanting his loved ones on Earth to know that he is watching over this, and he is working on the nightmares and the fear situation with this child. So that was message number 2. All right. Let's see what we're going for now. All right. I'm going to come into the chat. So if you would like to ask a question, you can ask about past, present, future stuff. You can ask about people who have passed on. The only thing that I ask you to do is share the video. So if you want to ask a question, share the video, write shared with your question next to it. And I will go to as many people as I'm drawn to and whoever I'm drawn to for that. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Leslie says shared. Thank you for sharing, Leslie. Bullet, my employer requested me to rescind my resignation. Will this be a good thing? I'm so burnt out. All right, let's take a look. So as I'm stepping into your energy, I can feel the burnout. They're showing me that this burnout got really bad in August. So the August that just passed, I think. And they are saying that it could be good as long as you put really clear boundaries on work. So if there's something that you need to be able to do your job better, then to ask for it, I feel like your employer will absolutely be more accommodating. I also want to say, Leslie, even bigger than that, your spirit guides are coming forward and they're saying that one of the best parts about this entire experience is that you've actually learned to put your foot down for like a change for yourself. I feel like you can put your foot down for other people, no problem. But when it comes to your own well being and wellness, they're saying it's really good that you put your foot down. They're saying this is a trend that has been a long time coming and that this is something that will continue to serve you in a really positive way. So that was for Leslie. Um, all right, let's see where we are going now. Um, Oh, I missed the name, but I saw shared and I saw the question. And the question was about this woman's son. Will he do better well in school this year? And thank you for sharing. I did see that you did. So let me tune in. You know what? I actually think that it will. They're only so what they're showing me is this year's fine, but we go into September. I get really like agitated when I'm in his energy. I actually feel like he's one of those people that has so much intense energy within him and and I get this feeling like when he gets overwhelmed, like it reaches this tipping point and it's just this big explosion of emotions and maybe even anger. Um, I want to say that I very much feel like that will get better over time. I feel like this is the way that he's wired. They're showing me this is the way that he's wired. It's just the way he's built or made. And they are saying that this is something that you're going to see more in September than probably right now. But I also see that by the end of September, beginning of October of this year, somebody has stepped forward to help with all of that. So I do very much feel like things are going to be just fine. I feel like things are going to be just fine, just kind and just fine. Let's go over both. All right, let me tune in to Spirit again. We'll see who comes forward. Oh, I have somebody's horse here. I have a horse stepping forward. This horse is immediately telling me that they passed away from breaking their back right leg. Um, I can see that, and it was really close. This break was like really close to the foot, and I can see that. I'm also drawn to both June and August as important to this horse. So again, it could be birth, death, or two other significant events. I also want to say that the front half of this horse was like almost looked like a completely different breed than the back part of this horse, which I know sounds probably really weird, but it almost looks, yeah, almost looks like there was a lighter color, maybe with spots in the front of the horse, and then the back half of the horse was like a brown or a darker color. I can see that very clearly. I also want to say that this horse is coming forward with gratitude for you. This horse is coming forward to let you know that they appreciated their passing. This horse is coming forward to let you know that they are continuing to watch over you. And they're bringing me immediately to your front door. I feel like I'm all of a sudden walking up to the front door of your home. And I don't know why, but I can see this metal heart. It's like a heart made out of metal. And I don't know if that's on the door or just inside the door, but I'm very drawn near the front door. There's this heart made of metal. And this horse is showing me that to help you figure out who this message is for. They are very much with you, they're very much around you, and they will continue to watch over you. There's no message other than their gratitude and their love for you. So that was message number 3. All right. Message number 4. I have a man coming in from spirit. Immediately, I'm smelling alcohol. So to me, this is somebody who had an alcohol problem. He's bringing me to the 19th of September is important to him. So that could be birth, death, or something else of significance. He's also bringing me to April 1st or April 2nd. Like the first few days of April are also coming through with him. I feel like he struggled with a lot in his life, more than just his addiction. I feel that there was also significant other mental emotional issues as well as some financial problems as well throughout his life, and he's wanting to touch base with a woman who is alive, and he's saying that he's acknowledging this sort of distance and pushing you away and pushing everybody away, and he wants you to know that he did that because he was very ashamed of his life path, of his struggles, of his illness. He's also saying that he didn't see his addiction as an illness. He thought it was something that he could fix or change and that he just wasn't like able to. So he's saying he was like really, really hard on himself about that. And he really wants He really wants his loved ones to know that now in spirit he can see it was an illness, and that even the pushing people away was a part of his illness. It was a part of his illness. He's giving me the name James is important to him. So that could be somebody on earth, somebody in spirit could be his name. David is also a name coming through. Eric is a name coming through, also somehow connected with all of this. And Marley, Martha. I can't go to the TH, but I can't really go to Marley either. Um, could be Marlene. Yeah, he's starting to step back, but he's bringing in a lot of love with all of these names. So that was message number. Oh, he's coming back. Okay. He says that you've often wondered if you have a sibling. He says yes, you have a brother. The brother lives um, 90 minutes or 90 miles southwest of where you live. So a town or something 90 minutes southwest of where you live, and he's bringing that through. Um, and when I'm asking how can you find this person, he says ask Sherry, or somebody named Sherry will step into your path to help you figure out who this young guy is. So that was message number 4. That was cool. Whew, all right, let's do we want to do yes, message number 5. I feel like somebody's stepping forward, so let's bring them through. All right, somebody's spirit guide is coming in. I love it when spirit guides come forward. It's one of my favorite things. So, if you haven't seen me do this before, the way that spirit guides come forward is they will describe what you are doing or where you're sitting or what your environment looks like at the time that you hear this message. So, whether you're watching this live right now or whether you watch the replay of this later, it will not be it will be like whatever you're doing and wherever you are when you hear it. So not necessarily the time that this message was given, but the time that you hear it is the important part. Okay. So I've got somebody's spirit guide coming forward. They are saying that yeah, they're bringing me to this is so weird. They're bringing me to a gym, like an actual, like a working out place, a gym. I feel like you had listened or are listening to this, and I feel like you are walking down a stairwell, leaving the gym, headed towards your car. I can see a silver car that I'm very drawn to in the parking lot, not exactly in front of the door, but almost. It's very slightly to the right of the door. And I feel like I'm walking towards that car. So I feel like this is your vehicle. I want to say that you are not quite at your car yet, but I can feel like you've just crossed over this sort of yellow median thing that's like really low to the ground, something that kind of blocks people from driving over or through a parking space. I feel like you've just stepped over that. I feel like I just heard the beeping of your car all of a sudden. I feel like you are now throwing something in the passenger seat of the car, and you are getting down the car. I also want to say I can tell this car is a standard car, not an automatic car, because I think at least it looks like there's a gear shift right to the right of the driver's seat. I want to say that as you are sitting there, I can see that you are wearing white boots, which is unusual in my mind, but I can see that you're wearing white boots. I can also see that you're wearing a hat that looks white, but if you look very closely, it's almost a very, very light pink color. So whoever you are, and your spirit guides are coming forward for you, they're wanting to acknowledge this sort of feeling of being peaceful within your path at this moment, but also feeling very lonely or alone, and kind of wishing that you had people around you to connect with, comfort you, things like that. They're saying, don't worry, February brings a heck of a lot of positive change. They're saying the 6th of February is going to be a very blessed day for you. And they're saying that this will be the kind of day where you just like everything just begins to work out for your path. So, big change, new chapter beginning February 6th for whoever this is for. And I will leave that message there. All right. So let me take a look back into the chat. So, guys, if you want to ask a question, all you have to do is share my video and then write shared next to your question in the chat. And I will go to as many people as I am drawn to and whoever I'm drawn to. All right. Let's see where we're going now. Gail Rivers shared, will movie be successful Sunday? Yeah, it will. They are yeah, it's gonna be totally fine. They're saying it's gonna take longer. Like they're showing me 5, 6 PM, and you're like sitting there like, oh my God, finally. So this may even happen in 2 parts or over 2 days. I know you've mentioned Sunday, but I keep seeing over 2 days. So it will go well. I feel like by Monday night at this time, you would be able to come on here and say, Matthew, everything went well and we're good now. So I feel like it's gonna be just fine. I'm not worried about it at all. Jody Lang will shared, thank you for sharing. Will my daughter get answers from her doctor? Um, Yes, but it's gonna come in pieces. I don't know that the doctor that she's seeing will be the one with the answers, but I do see that in the next we're in January, February, March. Yeah, the next 3 to 4 months, by the end of May at the latest, I do see answers there. I also wanna say that there's, the spirit world is stepping forward for your daughter, and they're saying that they're acknowledging how hard this path has been. They're acknowledging the brushed off and not believed feeling, and they're congratulating her on pushing through that and pushing through fears, pushing through fears and pushing through um yeah, like feeling disheartened and things like that. I feel like by the end of the end of May, she will have answers. They will be helpful answers. By the end of August, things are massively turning around to her benefit. Okay. So things are going to be okay. It's just going to take some time. Um, all right. Sandy, Bernard shared job security. Thank you for sharing, Sandy. As I'm stepping into your energy field, I want to talk for just a moment about your aura in general because it's very vibrant. And as I'm stepping into your auric energy, I'm seeing a lot of red over your heart. And red to me, like all colors, can change vastly. Like the meaning can change vastly depending on the shade and where it lands. Now, this particular red is an anxious red, it's an anxiety red. And I very much feel like this isn't just related to your question at all. In fact, I think probably maybe like a fragment of that red is related to your question. The rest of this red is the world around you, and I think the people around you. I'm picking up on a woman who's alive that's connected to you, and her energy's in your energy field. And she's a very anxious person. She's very ungrounded. She's very loving and lovely and wonderful and amazing as well. But I'm very very aware that she has some significant anxiety, some significant fear going on. I do want to say that I think on some level you're absorbing some of this for her so that she doesn't have to feel overwhelmed by it. But I do see that. I do get the feeling. I do get the feeling that job security wise, things are going to be okay. I don't see any major change until uh, just before the 20th of March. They're showing me at that time there may be a pivot that you're going to do. It's of your own volition. So to me, this is saying that it's not going to be like something forced upon you. So not like losing a job. This would be like having an opportunity that you can act on, and it looks positive, and it will be a bit of a fork in the road. So your current situation will be good. It looks secure and stable. This other one also looks good, although they are saying it would only this opportunity would only last until the end of August, beginning of September. So they are bringing that through as well. All right. I'm going to grab some water. All right. Carrie Marie Clark shared, thank you for sharing. When will my 12-year-old medium son not be so afraid? All right. Soon, soon, very soon, in fact. I see that this is going to get better even before the summer. So, if I can give you some advice from somebody who is a scared child medium myself, the best thing that you can do is, as a parent, is just really explore. Again, this is coming from me, not spirit. I want to make that distinction. This is my advice. Is to really explore the psychic gifts and abilities yourself, get to know about them as much as you possibly can, really teach him how to clear his energy, protect himself, teaching him that there's nothing that can hurt him. It can be scary, but it's not dangerous, and that even if something says it can hurt him, it actually can't without his permission. So if you could kind of do those things, and if there's a room like, for example, he's afraid to go into because he sees things in there, the best thing he can do is actually go in that room, maybe with you, but go in that room, sit in that energy, learn to not be afraid of it, learn that he actually has the control. He's the one with the power and the control in that situation. And just to let him know that it does get easier. And it does get easier. I was very much the same way as a child. I was afraid of everything. And I would see things and feel things everywhere I went. And it wasn't until I got a bit older that I became a little bit less terrified. But this is something that most mediums experience at some point. And there may be times where he sees like weird things like shadow figures and creepy things and stuff like that. The reason that can happen is when somebody is a developing medium, whether it's developed naturally, like people like me who are born with it, there's still a process of development that happens, even though we were born with it switched on. There's a period of time, and it can come and go. So it's not always, it comes and goes, but there's a period of time where somebody in development, again, whether it's natural or intentional, um, where they kind of move through the fourth dimensional space psychically, and that's where all of the creepy crawlies and the weird stuff is. Once they move past that and they get into more of the fifth dimensional alignment or resonance, at that point it'll be a lot less scary. There's no good way to speed that up, nor should you try, because the risk with that is he could become very ungrounded, and you would not want that to happen. All right, so hopefully that is helpful for you. um all right. Let's see where we are going next. Um, Haley Brown shared. Thank you for sharing, Haley. I just left a relationship and now me and my two girls are starting over. Is there any advice from my spirit guides? Um, let's see. Okay, so it is sort of, they're saying your guides are coming forward. They're saying you actually don't need advice. That everything is happening in good fashion, good order, and it's moving forward in a really really positive way. They are bringing me to the month of February, so next month is the roller coaster month. So whatever changes will be happening at that time, they're saying just be patient with the process, be patient with the change. They are showing me a bit of instability at that time, but at the end of February, like right after the end of February, it actually gets significantly better for all of you. So there's not so much advice as just a bit of a heads up, but also with that heads up, knowing that it's going to get much better not long after that. So it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. In fact, I think as well, in case you were wondering, I do feel like you've made a very good decision in doing this. All right. Let's see. Robin Black shared, "Bullet will my friend Chantel be okay?" Thank you for sharing, Robin. Um, yeah, okay, they're showing me, like, a big roller coaster, big ups and downs, and not just mentally, emotionally, but also physically. So to me, this is saying that there might even be some health issues. They're showing me that this will be much, much better by the end of summer. So whatever this issue is, it feels chronic. It feels like something that's going to be doing this for a while, but once I get to the end of summer, I don't see the problems anymore. Everything feels like it's back on track and getting much, much better. All right. So it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Aline Facette shared, will my financial situation improve? Thank you for sharing, Aline. Yes, it will. I do see that it is actually going to. So they're saying that in March it may do this, so it may go down a little bit worse, but immediately, and I mean immediately as in within 3 weeks, or to 4 week no, can't even go to 4 weeks. Within 3 weeks of that, it comes back up again and it stabilizes. So, I feel like intuitively you may be feeling this drop, but I want you to know that on the other side of that drop, it actually does get better. So it's gonna be all right. Um, let's see. I didn't see the name, but it said shared. Should I fix our junk car? Um, you could, but honestly, after like even in 6 months, I just don't see. Maybe 7 months, 8 if you're lucky. Even if you fix it, it feels like it's trashed. So I would not trashed as in an accident, but trashed as in not useful anymore. So be aware of that. Um, let's see. Brianna shared Hun career guidance. They're showing me that there's a very good chance that next year at this time you will have returned to education in some way. There will be, you will have returned to education in some way. There will be a retraining. I don't think it's like a 4-year degree, but they are showing me a process of retraining, returning to education, and major career advancement and happiness after that in a completely new field. You will know that this is going to happen by September of this year. Well, guys, I'm a very happy but very tired medium, so I'm gonna head off. Please know that I am here every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing this exact same thing. If you are interested in learning how to do this work, I am teaching a development class that begins it begins this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. It is a 6-week class, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. And if you haven't already liked and followed my page, please do so. And also just understand that the week ahead is still going to be a little bit wonky. In fact, I feel like it will be a little bit wonky until mid to end of March at a global level for all of us. But please know that things are going to eventually get better. And remember that even if I did not come to you tonight, you are never alone. Your loved ones are always with you. They're always in a good place. They're always watching over you, always proud of you. And I'll leave you guys with that. I hope that you have a wonderful, phenomenal, amazing rest of your week. And I will see you soon. Much love, everyone. Bye for now.